everybody, y'all.
How's everybody doing?
How was your holidays?
Oh yeah, how was the holidays?
Again, look, as well, a couple of weeks have gone by and things have, whatever. Last week was technicalities and all that, but
Today is all good.
indeed, and here we are.
Here we are. We may hear some Tommy, but it's all good. So, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. How was your weekend so far?
So far, my weekend is all right. Celebrating my celebration.
Okay, yes. Happy belated birthday, babe.
Oh well, God. This is supposed to be my wife, y'all. Did y'all notice the way she said, "Oh yeah, right." Your birthday did
It's
pass,
annoying.
did it?
Well, it wasn't like that. Well, let's toast. We're going to toast your birthday also. And we're going to toast you guys. I hope you're having a fabulous weekend. I hope even after the show, you have an even more fabulous weekend. Hey, Courtney. I hope your trip is going lovely. And a toast to you, babe. I hope you're drinking wine, Courtney. Birthday shout out to Courtney, too. Yesterday.
Happy birthday, baby.
Okay, so while Ben drinks up, she said happy belated birthday to you as well. So today's topic is it okay for the men to stay at home while the woman brings home the bacon? You know what? When I was coming up with this topic, I kind of realized we kind of did this before. Hey, Lynette.
And
Said happy belated birthday to you as well.
Thank you.
So, but we're gonna, I guess, elaborate on it. I guess. What is your opinion on that? Is it okay for the man to stay at home while his woman works?
It really depends. It really depends. And it takes. I have issues across the board that I could elaborate on, but I don't know if it's really relevant without actually changing the topic. But is it right? I say it depends on the circumstance.
Okay, like what?
Totally. Okay. Using today's world and
Hi,
today's
Andrew. Hi, William.
situation, what's up, Flav? And the current circumstances.
Would you just
Yeah,
give an
yo.
example? I'm still waiting for you.
See, and I knew this was going to happen. Yo, Flame, I blame you, man.
Okay,
Oh,
listen,
man.
just go ahead and give
No.
a circumstance.
For allowing it. Okay. Let's look at it like this. Real simplistic. All right, everybody, real simplistic.
Okay.
Two kids. And I do mean kids. Not even necessarily kids. Adults, whatever. A situation comes along for, say, the woman. An opportunity that far outshines the man's situation.
Okay.
Okay, it's what it is. It would be that situation. Okay? Yeah, that's real simplistic.
That wasn't simplistic. You didn't give any example whatsoever. You just talked around and danced around words. What are you talking about?
You give an
I
example.
told you not
gotta
to
get
take
my
that
thoughts
long
in.
slip. That's because he took the long sip.
See, you make an example. Let me wrap my head and put this the way I need
Well,
to.
I don't think it's okay for the man to stay at home while the woman
Yeah,
works.
go on. Why?
Why don't I think it's okay? Because
I'm just saying that.
Because traditionally, put the wine down.
No, leave me alone. It's my birthday, damn it.
Traditionally, it is. Case of God. Traditionally, as you guys some of you guys already know, I am more of a traditional type person, and I feel like the man should go out and bring home the money. and give it to the wife. And then she spends it on bills and things that need to be done, and getting her hair and nails done, and take care of the household.
No, and in truth, to be honest, everyone, normally we have contrasting thoughts, back and forth with the show, our dialogue between one another, but we are not in disagreement. All right, we're really not. My understanding of a man in that respect is that a man does go out, he brings home the bacon, so forth. She's supposed to take care of the house and make sure everything like that is in place. That is an old traditional thought.
Yes.
But I came up with that. I grew up with that. All right? And that's just what it is. But see, again, ours is a thought and tradition of bygone days, of days gone by. Yo, you being taught that that a woman doesn't need a man. A woman can do it all on her own. They are purposely job situations and no, but they are literally creating the situation. There is a thing of a man versus woman thing. A thought process has come up that it really has come up. I don't need no man. That changes things considerably. It does.
Well, see, when, as my mom would like to say, in an instance where you feel like you have to throw the ball and run around and then catch that ball, then of course, what do you need the man for? If you got to hold everything down.
Wait a minute. No. Yes, you're speaking about that on that level. I'm speaking on the other one, the traditional position that you just espoused. It wouldn't be like that. You're not running around throwing the ball and catching the ball. You don't have to think that way.
But women, we as women, unfortunately we have to. If we see certain situations that are going on with that man, we have to then take over so that we don't end up in the street. We don't end up hungry or anything else. So we do what we have to do. So that's what I mean by taking that ball, throwing it, and then running all the way on the other side to catch it. So, and it is I guess it is kind of going off a topic, but the thing is that I'm trying to say is that, like William said, I'm always dropping the ball. He's so silly. but the thing I'm trying to explain is this. The reason why it is today is because there has been a slack that it ended up having to become women empowerment. And I'm talking outside of the fact that men are going to prison, men are being killed, and things of that nature, but just simple taking care of home.
No.
There has been a deficit in that. If you don't believe me, ask all the single women out here that are raising children on their own that have to do it by themselves.
No, and that's not now. But see, you are making my point in a way. Everything that you just said, if the female is not in that position, but yet that thought, what you just laid down, that is the thought that remains. You do not think that interferes in the dichotomy of things, because if the man is doing what he is supposed to do, then that should not be an issue, but it is.
And he's not doing what he's supposed to do. Let me read some comments before they squirrel up the screen.
I see people go.
So, Lynette went, Ben, over an earlier comment.
Yeah,
Courtney said, I think it's okay. Well, when you were like, because you were sipping on the wine. I knew exactly when she said it. So Courtney said, I think it's okay staying home with the kids. Doesn't make him any less of a man. Being at home with them is another job in itself.
Facts.
And it is. Yes, it is a job in itself. Yes, no denying that.
None.
William said, it's like that funny movie with Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom. So he elaborated on that. So God said the Flintstones. Hey, so God.
Which it can be, because
Wait,
everything is not for everybody, and
Right.
that's a fact. Fred was done.
But he also was the breadwinner. Those.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where he could do what he did. He
Then-
couldn't do the whole
Wait, let me
thing.
finish
It didn't
the
work.
comment.
And Wilma couldn't do the work thing. So if you remember
But
the
we're not
episode.
Wilma, but we're not Wilma, and there's a whole lot of Freds. So, so God said those days are over. Everybody has to work today.
Yes.
And then, of course, I read the comment of William saying, I'm always dropping the ball. Stephanie said, he can stay home, but I'm not buying his pads once a month. High five, girl.
See?
Courtney laughed.
See?
And
You
so
see?
did Lynette.
You see? You see? And no, but she just said it. She just said it. There's an image, right, at the end of the day, and it's conflicting.
So
And
why,
it's hard.
So why do you think that men are not living up to the image
Oh, no.
of
No. There's been
working while
some
women have
very,
to work?
there have been some very bad seeds planted. Because if you go back just over the course of the last 50 years, watch the digression. You see it happening. There was no time. In the beginning, men were men. And they did what they were supposed to do. You've always had your lazy individuals that were out there. That's forever been. But across the board, everybody was taking care of business. Then watch. And the question is why and how did it happen? I have my thoughts. But you see it digress till we get to the position where we are now. We got individuals that are not trying to work, but you boast of 30 kids.
Yeah.
You understand? And this is some type of pride that you're working with, knowing that they ain't nothing but screwed. Especially if you know, and it's not a diss to women, but you know this ain't nothing but some stupid chicken egg that just gave birth to your seed. You are propagating the BS.
Right. That's
And so we now come to where we are today. It's a situation. Like I've been saying in almost every show, we got to get fixed, man.
Okay.
There's issues.
Okay. So now Doug says, I think it's whatever the couple agrees to. I guess it's agrees to. He put aggression, but I know he means that's whatever the couple agrees to.
Well, this
I
is
agree
true.
with that too. But unfortunately, Doug, there has been situations where that has not been the case. However, it ended up being the situation. He also said work or don't eat. And he said he likes steak. And so God
but
said,
it's not always as simplistic as that. And that's just the truth of the matter. It is not just as go to work. As if there's just plentifully just do.
it is.
Not necessarily.
Yes, it is. So God said the cost of living requires 2 incomes to live comfortably. Yeah. Yes, I can agree with that. But there are people that are living comfortably with 1 income as well.
That's true too.
So it isn't impossible. It isn't impossible to live off of 1 income. Mm-hmm. It is nice that 2 people work, but is it okay for the man to stay at home? My answer to that is no, not while his woman works.
No, she out there busting her ass and he at home. No, I cannot get with that. I can't get with that. This, from my own personal perspective, because again, I have an image of a man. And a man is the one that is out there, I mean, the sweating and all of that. Nah, I mean, the thought. No, now, if we both have to work, we both have to work. But the thought that she's out there just doing it, and I'm sitting at home, even with the things that have to go on in the home, that doesn't sit with me. It just doesn't sit with me. So,
okay, so we are actually in agreement on that. I also, now, in situations where there's a child that's involved or the woman is having a baby and she decides, you know what, I make more money, I'll go out and work, you stay home with the child, and he agrees to that, that's a situation where it would be okay.
See, and again, no.
For some couples.
Right, it
Not
depends.
for me.
Like I said, thank you, because now you actually gave a good example. All right? I couldn't think of one. That's a great one, in fact. And under those circumstances, I can kind of get with that, because somebody's got to stay with the kid. and if you can have it between the actual parents and the father can actually do it.
Yeah. Well, no, he would have to do it.
No.
He would have to do it.
Look, there are better. Look, even amongst women, not every woman is good at the job.
Right. Not every woman can be a mother.
So I'm
definitely
just saying that,
understand
and based
but
on that same
when it
thing
comes
will fall
down
to
to
men.
doing what you have to do to take care of your family, you are left with no choice.
Well, this is
so
true,
if it's a
but-
little girl with a head full of hair, you're going to do that hair. Okay? I didn't say it had to look good, but you're going to do that hair.
Because this show didn't look good.
I can only imagine. So Doug said, so Courtney said that depends on where you live. Going back on the cost of living requires 2 incomes to live comfortably. So her response to that was, it depends on where you live.
Maybe.
Doug said, well, what is he doing at home? Playing Xbox? I hope not.
I hope not too. Well, I mean, again, if he's at home, the thoughts are that he's taking care of everything at home. Now, if you're talking about some shiftless individual that's just home, that's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm referring to. Somebody just home. Look, if you take care of your house, there's really not much for you to actually do. All right? You're not working. You're taking care of the house. There's really not much you actually have to do. All right? So now you're sitting on your behind playing Xbox for the rest of the day while she out work. I can't see it. Because if it's like that, then you can be working. You know what I mean? Now, if you're home for a reason, a legitimate reason, that's something else.
And
You feel me?
being in
Right.
between jobs, I think.
Right, like I said, a
I think
legitimate reason.
another legitimate reason is if you get laid off.
Right.
Because you might work seasonally. And even then, you still go out and get another job.
Get something else. If your job is seasonal, then you know this.
So
So
that
what
you
you
can
want
make
to do
ends
into the
meet.
next thing. Because fine, all right, even with the unemployment thing, provided you're smart enough and you got all that going on. And maybe you can find something off the book. So you're doing something. But we're talking about an industrious individual, a true hustler. But I am also coming from a New York state of mind. But I think it should be more from a survival perspective,
It
if
should be
anything
from a-
else.
Right.
But we always, but see,
Survival.
New York is always in a survival state of mind, if you want to take it like that. But still, at the end of the day, you got to work, man. You got to work unless there's a reason you're not working. Read something. What is it? What
Okay,
is
so Cigar said, living in a trailer park isn't comfortable, especially when black.
I would hope not.
William then says, he'll be living in one, Dougie, if he doesn't get his act together. Oh, that's in response to playing Xbox. So Cigar brought up an interesting question. What's a woman doing at home all day that makes it different? Well, what makes it different is that she's at home, she's cleaning the house, she's getting the groceries all together. Or if she's not cleaning the house, she gets a maid that will do it and pays the maid with her husband's income. She's out getting her hair done and her makeup and her nails. She's at the gym making sure that she looks right so that when her husband gets home, he has a perfect eye. He has something perfect to look at. And what's so funny?
No, wait.
I want to
All right,
leave.
everybody,
I
you
wanna
had
leave.
to stop.
And I want to stay at home, damn it. I think I'm really liking that idea.
All
I'm
right,
really,
look,
really liking that
listen.
idea.
All right. If we're talking about kids, that's the reason she's home. She's looking after my kids.
Kids are grown.
Now, at that stage, it depends on the relationship. Feel me on this. If I feel that depth about my wife that I don't want my wife to work, I want my wife to take care of business and spend the rest of the time pampering and taking care of her situation for me. Yo, that's what it is. If you can afford to do it that way, why not? King is a king, and the king should live the way he wants to live. She does not have to work, and she does not have to. And that's what it comes down to. All right? If I'm in that position, and that is in truth what I would want. Period. But that's me. All right? Every man is not the same way. But if you are truly making that kind of money, do you really want your woman to work? What man does? What man would want his woman to work that is truly in that position, that whether she works or not is a non-issue with him? Now, if this is what you want to do,
And she wants to do
then
it.
fine,
Right,
so
because
be
some
it. But
people
this
look-
is not
because they're
something
bored.
that you have to do. And I get that. Because if, from my perspective, it would be your choice. Because this is what I want. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not the man. I'm not looking at you give me a check.
Right.
Now, I know ain't none of you out there sitting up here calling me.
I know you
Yo,
are not going to
Andrew.
answer that phone.
I know, no, it's
Wrong
Flame.
number.
It's Flame. Wait, I'm going to tell his ass straight up.
Wrong number.
Flame, wrong number. No, you can't do it like that.
Now,
Yo.
here's the thing.
Flame, man, the
Okay.
other number, man. Look at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, so here it goes.
She took my phone, man.
Yeah, I took the phone. I'm actually going to put it on vibrate because we're not doing that again. I got it.
Yo, you see this? Well, one thing I would do.
Okay, go ahead. You do it.
Yeah,
you do it then.
yeah.
So the comments. William said, I've got it made. Stephanie made a good point. She said, are we talking about a man that doesn't work no matter what the finances are, or a man that can finally choose, can financially choose to stay home? Oh, we got a message. We got a call, not a message. This must be Flame.
Speak up.
Yo.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Flame.
this is Flame.
What's up, brother?
How you doing? Listen, I just wanted to ask a question to Brother Ben real quick. I heard what you were saying about what a man wants and everything, and that sounds okay. But in that equation that you presented about if you had enough money, you could make it so that she couldn't work. What about if she wanted to work?
Okay. I see you started dialing the phone before we finished that particular segment. Bruh. Yes,
sorry.
it's no, it's no issue, but let me clarify it directly for you. Unless she wanted to work, it's all her choice. The thing I'm saying is that I have presented to her because this is what I want, that she never has to work another day in her life. But if this is what she chooses to do, it's on her. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it is true. We live in a new world. It's not what it was. By no means. A man is identified simply and women don't. There's no real such thing. Only issue I would have is the level of masculinity my woman might exhibit. You understand what I'm saying as far as that goes? But other than that, I mean, in truth, I have no issue with her wanting to do a thing. None whatsoever. The question is, I guess at the end of the day, in terms of the topic of the show, is it cool for this individual to be some lazy ass bastard? That's what it comes down to.
Nobody is okay with that.
No, actually.
No, absolutely not. I mean, but listen, it's not cool for him, and it's not cool for her either. Like, it's
Exactly.
not cool for nobody.
Right. Exactly. It's cool for no one. At the end of the day, is it, you know what I'm saying? The question is it cool for a man not to work? That only applies to that individual. That's what I see it as. Because unless... Huh?
If the question... Hold on. If the question is it okay for a man not to work? I mean, I guess the obvious is whether or not... I mean, what the circumstances are. I mean, you know, maybe the wife got a better job and the house really needs to be tended to. And, you know, maybe he don't make as much. And they could afford for him to stay home. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios, but
yes.
any of them include him being a lazy bum? Nah, none of that's good. He's just
That's
sitting
what I
home
mean.
playing the game,
Yes,
and
exactly.
you know she's working all day, and then she come home and she got to cook and clean. He should go.
Exactly.
He should find somebody else to, you know.
Exactly.
Yes,
uh,
exactly.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're being literally useless. You understand?
Yeah, I mean, but now, I mean, well, you know, that's for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, and that is
wrong
the
there,
truth.
like, you
No,
know, that's
that
like-
is a fact. Because
But yeah, I mean, but since we focusing on the men, yeah, no, he got to go.
No, but I
But
mean,
I,
no.
but I will say this though. I will say this. I found that in the year 2019, going into 2020, it seems like people are kind of okay with it. Like it doesn't bother as many young people or younger people, I should say, as it does people in my generation and older.
Okay.
For me, like you being a man, kind of included. You got to go out and bring home the bacon. These are all the famous slogans from the past. People don't really hear that too much anymore coming from men because women have proven themselves so worthy at getting money. Like, and from the 90s on up, I mean, even prior to, but the 90s on up, like the whole world as a woman thing, they just kind of, they kind of started outworking men. They started kind of outclassing men. You know what I'm saying? In the work occupation field.
Yo.
And that's good for them because, they definitely deserve to get their own money. However, men should not stand still. They should be helping out and get more money. Because the more the merrier. And two of us getting money, we got more money.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. But that's the point, though. At the end of the day, women have. That's what I was saying earlier. Wait a minute. The whole fact that men on that level, the drive or whatever you want to call it, has decreased.
That's a fact. That is.
It is decreased.
That is a fact. That is a fact. And you know what's crazy about that is, I find that more younger men, right, actually look to work more than when I was like 19, 20, most of everyone I knew really wasn't trying to work at no job. We all, accepted our entrepreneurs. Maybe that's the New York thing. But I see that more young kids, they either they work or they don't work. You understand? It's like either they got a job or they don't have a job. And the ones that don't have a job, I see that so many people switch jobs. I think that at any given time, a man not working is not as bad as 20 years ago.
Right.
Right. 20 years ago, no, that is, oh my God, you get no food, no dinner, no hugs in the bed, no bed,
Yep.
no nothing. Like you get the Dino treatment.
Yes.
You outside. You know what I'm saying? But today, and you know what? I guess it's just accepted more by women because women have become more self-reliant and honestly more confident in their efficiency. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like, for real, like, a man can kind of, you can pick any regular girl, and I guarantee you she got a job.
I never looked at it.
She's got a job. You know what I'm saying? She has a job, and that's how women live today. So that kind of gave the men that maybe didn't want to work so hard a reason to be just a little lazy. Plus, video games are a brain killer. People are living everything they're supposed to do in the real world. A lot of them are doing on the game. They buying cars, they're going to work, they living a whole virtual life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with that, but shout out to the women. I love y'all, man. Peace.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
man.
much.
All right,
Please,
Flynn.
thanks.
Yo, he made an extreme point I had never considered.
Go ahead, say your point so I can go ahead and
The
elaborate
point,
on that.
the thing was the fact that he said that women have become so confident in that position is that the thought actually flipped. Everything that I just said that I wanted for you and so forth, they actually feel that way. But see, the dichotomy is messed up. Yeah, it's twisted, but that is the idea.
But
that has to be it.
I just explained that point earlier when I said it's because there are so many men out there that are not doing it, that are still trying to get it together. There are so many men that are still thinking that they're in high school, that women have been forced. A lot of the times, in some circumstances, I can't say a lot of the times because everybody's situation is different, but the woman has that child she has to take care of. That child has to eat. He's still running around playing video games or still wanting to chill with his boys or smoke weed or whatever and chill. And meanwhile, she's gotta lift her pants, her bootstraps up, and do what she has to do.
She's forced to the responsibility.
She's forced to do that responsibility. Where he's sitting there, that term to me, "Mama's baby, Papa's maybe," is so true in so many different circumstances. So that just elaborates on why it seems like the woman always got it together. She got her house, she got her car, she got or apartment, she got everything together, and the man is just saying, "Oh, can I come live with you? Or what you cooking? Can I get a meal? Can I get this?" Because he's still in boy mode. When is it that some of these men are going to get it together and start being in man mode before anybody turns around and wants to jump at me? I know not everybody. I am speaking specifically on the ones that don't have it together. If you want to say this is why, women want to sit back and say, "Oh, I don't need a man," and this, that, and the third. The reason why is because there are so many men that are trying to be boys. Single men, you need to understand the reason why a lot of women are so independent is because that's the position that we're forced to be in.
All right, wait. Now, you've just spoken on that. You've made that abundantly clear. Now, the question I now have is this, and see, here's where the problem occurs. Facts, even from my own observation, the average woman is dealing with some real bullshit. All right? But when you come into contact with some real individuals.
Hi, state your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Flame, and I'm calling back from the same place. Listen, I want to comment on one thing you just said because I think it was really cool. You said that because the men are not really doing what they're doing, and we kind of in high school mode, it forces the women, to step up because they need to take care of. I understand that might be very uncomfortable for most women, but as a man, I applaud the fact that I get to see females show the world what they can do. Because if you really go back 50 years ago, while it was traditional for women to be in the house, really that tradition meant that women were kept limited. And the man got to run out in the world and show all his talent. Look at us. We get to have basketball. We get to do everything we want to do. We get to go out, and the women kind of got to stay in the background. And because the men kind of fell off from that, and as you said, y'all were forced up, I'm grateful for that because that's really nice to see women get up. Now it will be even nicer when the men kind of get up with you. And we kind of all be out there just doing what we got to do. And taking care of the home is like a different version of what we were taught. There's no specific designated man and woman take it. No, we all take care of the house as a family, right? What household is about, like family. I mean, the traditions, they kind of hold.
Okay.
I think they should stay like that. I love that women are running around doing anything. But I sympathize with you because men don't help as much. And that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? But we really should. And shout out to the men who do help out and do more than that. And shout out to the couples that know how to do it together. Love y'all even more.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bro.
Thanks, Flame. Okay, so let me read some comments, and then I want to elaborate on what Flame said. So God said, and I'm sorry if I missed some comments. The first thing he said something about, well, the men want to be eye candy. No. He said something in regards to that maybe men want to go to the gym and be eye candy for their women while they stay at home. The answer to that is no. So I just wanted to put that out there. The comments are rolling like crazy. So God said the best job opportunities are afforded to the women.
Facts.
Unfact.
No.
Unfact.
Facts.
Unfact.
No.
Not
Facts.
true.
Facts.
Not true. Not true.
No.
You can apply
Facts.
for it. Listen.
It is a fact.
Okay, so that's, oh gosh, that could be a whole other topic.
It could be. Shit, I verify all that. Nah, it's facts.
So when you mentioned before about a woman, the masculinity of a woman, so God wrote the best job. He wrote, "Damn, Ben, you make it sound like she's a shop steward. She can be a lawyer or a CEO."
Yo, no, look, yes, I went off the deep end with the statement, okay, but no, I mean, come on, that's not where I was coming from. Yeah.
And, William said, if I was fortunate to be a doctor or a neurologist, then obviously I wouldn't want my woman to work. But unfortunately, it turns out I need a lobotomy. And then so God said, sounds like Drell wants to bash men. Well, if you feel that I am trying to bash men because I want them to step up to their game, then that's okay. That's your opinion.
No. Because in that respect, then
I'm
me
not
as a
bashing
man,
well, I'm not bashing
me
men.
as a man, I don't feel that she is man bashing at all. In that respect,
Thank you,
yo, we are screwed up. And hell, maybe 90% of the reason is because the men are not at home. They have no. Women are trying to raise.
Let me interrupt you for a
stop.
second.
Hold on, let me finish this.
Oh my gosh.
Women are trying to raise men. It cannot be done. So now we have boys turning into men who are looking for their image for some stupid ass on the street. And this is the image they grow up with and whatever, depending on the level of their intelligence. Some people need more guidance than others. But from what we are seeing out here, it's quite evident the issue is there's no man at home.
It hasn't.
Right?
No,
and it does.
Listen,
Look,
I am
forget
going
all
to
that.
disagree with you.
On what?
On the perspective that the idea is that there is no man at home.
What?
That is not the issue. There is no sense of family. That is what the issue is. The man and the women.
What do you mean? So the man doesn't make it the dichotomy of the home?
What I mean is that a man and a woman, they may have children together, but they're not in the home together because they've split up for whatever reason. But if he has a sense of family, a sense of responsibility to that family,
all right.
and his role,
so you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here.
And his role.
Okay, wait, you're misunderstanding
I'm not
what
finished.
I was saying.
And his role in that family. People are not understanding their roles within the family. Because you can sit out there, not that I'm condoning it, and be a street hustler. Again, I'm not condoning it. But if you have this sense of loyalty to your family as opposed to the streets, then you will make sure that everything is great and it's all right because of that loyalty to family. And I'm not saying just men. This goes to the women too. Your loyalty to your family, your place as a mother, as a sister, as an auntie, as a member, as a wife, your role and the understanding of what those roles mean. Then and only then will things come better. I got to take care of my family, not because I live in a home, but because I need to take care of my family.
All right.
I want to make my family to have. I want my family, my children, to have more than I had. I want to have more. I want my family to blossom. I want to have an estate for my family.
All right. Now, let me continue. First of all, you misunderstood the whole point. Hell, the whole concept of an individual, an actual family, mommy, daddy, kids, was out the window in my generation when I was out there doing it. What I'm saying to you is the responsibility to your seed. You and what men getting with females, females getting with dudes, and a relationship does not work. It's been happening far too long now because everybody whooping penub. All right? Or this dude is just trying to get that ass right there. She got pregnant and then they move on.
Again,
the point
family.
I am making is that you still have a connection because you've made that connection. If she didn't go have that abortion, then at the end of the day, that's still you. And you're responsible for that. Right? So, yo, whether you're in the home or not.
State your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, this is Sir God calling from Jersey.
Hi, Sir God, and what's your opinion?
Peace.
Well, I think that somewhere like in the 80s, 90s, there was a flip. It's like there's an attack going on against the black man. And it's sort of kind of like they're using our own women against us in their attack.
Yes.
And it's more so like I saw
My grandfather's uncles lose jobs because the companies have moved out of town or whatever, and relocated, whatever. And the only skills that they had were in this certain field that, escaped them. And the women seemed to have come up because they were willing to go through the training through social services or whatever and blossom, in the long run. It's like jobs are now afforded, they're there for the women, for the taking. Because, like I said, there's an attack on black men, so they're not going to give these black men these high-paying jobs. They're going to give them some mediocre jobs. And right there, that causes a divide, because when you put more money in a woman's pocket than in the man's pocket, she looks down on that man. And I said this back in I assume the early 90s, whereas what you call that conflict within the construct of a family, where the woman is the breadwinner, and she's looking down on her man, that kills his whole ego, and he doesn't want to sit in that situation. That's why you have many of them standing in front of liquor stores with their buddies asking for a quarter. Because they're ashamed to go home because they don't feel as though that they're the man that they should be. But society has made them less than the man that they are able to be by denying them jobs. All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your opinion. I definitely appreciate that. I am going to respond. Not over the phone, because we're not going to banter back and forth. Okay.
What Sir God just said, I know all
is
about
real.
it.
However,
Facts.
I agree. However, wait, let me run through some comments. I do want to address that. William said that's trifling for a man to conduct himself like that. Stephanie said he will get it together when the women stop accepting the responsibility of raising him again. I agree.
I agree with that.
William said, yeah, but what if my woman is an intern? And then he goes into Monica Lewinsky and then says she was really showing the world what she can do. You're so silly.
Yeah, come on.
Doug says better opportunities are available to women. Yes. Vanya said, what if the guy is an independent artist writer who works at home and the wife is his muse? If he's getting the bills together and he's paying his bills, so what? Do it. The thing is that you want to make sure there's an opportunity for family, taking care of that family. So God then goes into, again, social engineering plays a major part. I got to read some, go on. State your name and where you're calling from.
This is Anthony. I'm calling from.
Hi, Anthony. How can I help you today?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey.
I'm doing well. How are you, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I think it's a sign of the time. I'm not intimidated by, or I wouldn't be intimidated if my wife made more than I did and she brought it in. It happens, man. It happens. I can't blame her. I can't feel less than if she's out here, she's making the buck. It's all in the family constitution. We do what we have to do to make it work. So I don't know. Maybe it fits in her career, puts her in a position to bring in more than I would. I don't know. I could get a second job, but what if that messes the family up?
Right.
I can't hold her down. I can't expect to I can't dim her light just in order for me and my ego to shine. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't think that works. And then if I do that just so that I feel good, then how do I really feel about her?
Right.
Isn't she my queen, and shouldn't she feel good as well?
Exactly.
And I think it's different for every situation. Now, if you just talking about a no-good bum, like these young guys do when they just play, Xbox.
Yeah.
While she go out and do everything, that's different. That's different. And they say, let me be a man. No one can let you be a man. It's what you do.
True.
You are a male by birth.
Right.
You are a man by your actions. Mm. That's how I see it.
Indeed.
I like that. Okay. Well, Anthony.
So I'm gonna let you.
Yes. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
No. That was it. I just was going to say I just wanted to drop that, and I was going to sit back and let y'all do what y'all do.
Well,
All
thank
right,
you
thank
so
you.
much. I
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
your opinion.
Definitely appreciate that. All right.
All right now.
Thanks.
Take it easy. I'll be
Bye-bye.
watching.
Now, okay, so going on with the comments, Doug goes on to say, but education, so God, I'm sorry. Again, social engineering plays a major part. Doug says, but education is encouraged more to women. Then he says, yes, Ben, on a point that you made previously.
Yeah, right.
Then Doug says, the black family has been targeted since slavery.
Facts.
We have accepted divided families as normal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then, so God says, true love shares what mine is hers, what's hers is mine. True love shares what's mine is hers, what's hers is mine. Actually,
see, you know why she's trying to see.
That's the other way around.
No.
What's
See,
yours
the
is
reason
mine and what's
do
mine
you
is
see her
mine.
confusion? Yeah, she just said it. See, she said to me when we first got together.
In the beginning.
What was it?
What's yours
is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Yes. And in the eyes of the law, that is still the case. In the eyes.
Of what law?
Because in law, a woman has a right to her property. Because in the olden times, they're called the powers that be for a reason. Okay. In the eyes of the law, a woman, there was always a fear of a woman maybe losing her property. So if she gets property
I know that.
before the marriage,
tax and all of that.
no. If her and the man are together and they split up back in the olden times, and the woman and he cannot take her property. And the laws have not been retracted. So what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. Happy wife, happy life.
You just screamed every reason for not even trying to deal with you on that
I
level.
still want to get into what Sir God
All right,
said.
no,
Wait, we got a call.
You're making me wonder, should I have married you? What
Yes,
are you
should
saying?
have. Thank you for calling. Who am I speaking with today?
This is Slade. I would like to say one thing before y'all end the show.
Yes.
Regarding this topic. I'm sorry, Ben, I was wrong. This is a good topic. I like the way it's turning out. But I wanna say something that I noticed. A lot of comments, a lot of opinions come from a hurt or a damaged place. By that I mean this. If the woman goes out and the man stays home, automatically we were taught that that's a problem. We didn't even bother to investigate the individual circumstances. That situation is just a problem off the rip, something that you got to kind of know. What's wrong? That's how we look at it, right? And what I was trying to really get across earlier was women are way more powerful than, like, damn, man, like, yo, listen, y'all are the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if I'm not correct, this place is called Mother Earth, right? It's not called Father Earth. The Father is not even attached to nowhere part of this earth. That's just an analogy, something to look at it to attribute, to the female power. But men were mistreated by women when women became more successful because what we were all experiencing was women finally having an opportunity to not only break free financially, but break free from that hold of imprisonment. And there's, of course, resentment. So a lot of dudes got played. If you ain't got your own money, fuck you. I'm giving you money, you're a piece of shit. And for a lot of men, it was a bad experience because as a group, black, white, Hispanic, or whoever, unified across the world as a group, we didn't really know how to process this. There was no tour guide to tell us what was going on. I heard one brother, I think it was Anthony, that said, it's a sign of the time. Absolutely. Nobody really knew it. Most of us had no idea what was going on. Women, the 90s when we took over, and y'all became $1 million women overnight, and a lot of men that was doing $100,000 and was probably impressing most women with $100,000 now look like we ain't shit because Shorty just hit for $1 million. And when I heard earlier women are offered more jobs and better jobs, I hear a lot of resentment from men when they say it. I want to say this to the men. Maybe because women have learned to work better. Remember,
No.
women are good at oh, sit me out, sit me out. Before you, sit me out, sit me out, sit me out, sit me out. As a business owner, right? You're a business owner. Let's just say your business is a bar. Who do you think you're going to hire first? Some dude or some female that you know is going to draw attention to. That's just the female gift, her look.
Yes,
Good-looking girl
sex.
making her look a certain way.
Sex.
But when
Sex
you really
always
start
sells.
when you start looking around, when you start looking around, a lot of females, most women cooperate with each other better. And when you look at the workforce, most women are in the workforce. Bro, you think we want to offer you a job and you mad because I got it and you don't? That's just something to think about.
Well, then wait a
Women
minute.
are supposed to be
Hold
there.
up.
Listen, they're supposed to be there. The one thing Anthony said earlier, hold on. The one thing Anthony said, I'm going to wear this to my heart, God. No one can let you be a man. They can't let you in the workforce. Because if you look at history, we didn't let them in the workforce. They got in there. You
They
can't
were
get
put
mad
in
at
there.
that. Get in there.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Okay, Flame, thank you so much for your opinion. I definitely appreciate that.
Welcome.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Listen, okay. First of all, let me do some history lesson. We're not going there. First of all, let me say from the history, the reason why women came out on the workforce in the first place. I forgot what war it was. Was it World War II? Something like that.
Yeah, you're talking about that introduction.
Let me
now.
let me
That is
let,
not
no
what
no
we're
let me
talking
go
about.
on.
'Cause
Let
these
me
were
go
instituted
on.
through the
Let
welfare
me go
programs.
on.
Oh, I remember
Let me go
when this
on.
happened. I know what Sir God is talking about, and he's absolutely right.
Listen, because I'm going to address that because it seems like Flame went there as well. Initially, due to World War II, and all the men went out to war and they fought and they died, they had to do something to keep America fluctuating.
Yes, and those
And going,
women
I'm
took
finished,
their
I'm not
places.
finished.
Facts.
So then the women began to work in the workforce. So that was number one. So then we had to do certain things. Some men came home, some didn't, some died. There were other wars, the Vietnam War, and everything else.
Then Vietnam.
The Korea, then Vietnam War, yes, blah, blah, blah.
And the other bullshit.
Here's the thing.
skirmishes.
Here's the thing. Then we had the 80s and 90s. The game had changed. So there wasn't really any more industrial work anymore because a lot of things were being done overseas and things were being outsourced to other countries and what have you. So that brought the job market even smaller. I get that as well. The thing is that women who were once working in the industrial market, for example, sewing and stuff like that, as in World War II or what have you, they then went to school, as we all did, while you guys were playing hooky, while you guys were playing hooky and cutting class is the same thing. While you guys were doing all that same thing, we actually sat our asses down in our seat and we got our education. There were some programs in some schools, I know there were in New York as I attended them, where they offered you training, on-the-job training and internships and everything else, where some guys thought that shit was corny. They're not doing it. It was corny. They're not going to do it, but women sat in there and did it. Don't you dare say that women only did it because, they were afforded the opportunity. You guys decided not to take it for whatever reason or another. Don't say, because we look good, that is the reason why we got the job. No, honey, I'm not going to accept that. I'm an intelligent woman. I am an intelligent woman, and I got my job based on my skill, not the way I look.
Job?
I'm sorry. It doesn't matter.
It does. At the end of the day.
So Sir God said, I'm sorry, I'm skipping by comments because there were a lot that were going through. Y'all all were good. I was reading them all.
Wait.
So God said, as we know, the
point to make.
schooling is training day for good Negroes. And see, there you have it. There you have it. So I guess you weren't a good
Training day
Negro.
for good Negroes.
Right, so
What
he's
you talking
saying-
about?
he's-
Hold it. We getting off where I was. Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna say my skill wasn't what it was. I bust my ass for my skill.
No,
and if
but
they would have
the
bust
question
your ass,
is, who did
you
you
would get it
compete
too.
against? Who was your competition?
I don't know. I didn't see the other resumes.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see the other resumes.
Because you do not care any white boys up here with that.
Listen,
You don't.
I've explained time and time
You
and
do
time
not,
and
but
time again.
regardless. Oh no, but you know what? Let me make the main point that I was
Go ahead,
trying
make
to
your
make.
points. Make your points. I
The
can jump all
point
over it.
was the fact of the women who now, because of their position, do flaunt it. See, we're way ahead of the point I was trying to make, but that's significant in terms of households. The whole thing of women making more money, men feeling less than, blah, blah, blah. Those women, because of the society we live in, that a man is supposed to be bringing on the bread and butter, he's supposed to be so on and so forth, for a chick to now reverse those roles, or woman, wife, whatever, and start throwing that at the man to make him feel less than. Because he is not doing. She just got hired to run a multi-million-billion-dollar company. What the hell can he do with that? And then she gonna flaunt that in his face. You'll be right out on your ass if you don't do what I say, trying to take the man's position.
Why?
I've seen it,
So why
heard it.
can't y'all get the training? Why can't some men get the training?
Who? What? Do you know how
You
many
here's the
white
thing,
boys
don't
look at
come
this
to me
beautiful
and
woman
tell me
who's also
that
smart?
you
I want her
cannot
at the
say
helm
that.
of my company. I want
You
her
cannot
at the helm
say that
of.
when
Yo,
there
get
are
outta
so
here.
many black men that are in those positions and are doing it and making it happen. Everybody
There are.
else is, yes, there are.
Brother,
Yes, they are.
brother.
There are men who are building their own businesses. So don't listen.
Facts.
I'm not saying that.
This is facts.
Listen, I am not sitting there saying that we do not, that there is a hamper between us. But don't you dare pit the black man against the black woman without looking at what the situations are that the black men have done. You guys want to get offended and stuff like that. And I
what's
love
been
my
done.
black men. Do not
This
get me
what's
wrong.
been
I
done.
love my black
I
men.
just made a point
Y'all are
earlier
strong, y'all are
of what
powerful,
has
but you
what
gotta understand
happened
that you're strong
with
and
this
powerful.
digression
And
over the
giving
last
up
50
is
years.
not an answer.
What happened? What happened
Y'all
back in the
happened.
chain? Why? What?
Y'all
What, we
started,
just decided
y'all
one day
started
we weren't
screwing
gonna do
everything
anything?
that moves and lost your value in family.
We started. We were used in slavery for that very
And
purpose.
then you
What are
turned
you
around
saying?
went on with the bull.
What? What? That did not make
Oh
no
my God, these
sense.
comments.
Because if we weren't doing that after the slavery, so what happened now? Those 50 years ago, we were doing what we were doing. We've had
Called
all of
ignorance.
this.
It's called ignorance after the fact.
Ignorance after the fact? No, Andrew. There was a catalyst. We were all trying to get over this shit. We all subject to the same bullshit.
I
So
am
why
not-
would you suddenly not?
Listen.
Come on.
Listen, I think
Something
I
happened.
think I was fairly kind of sort of successful,
Well,
right?
what? Come on.
The workforce.
Yeah, very.
Okay. So now,
Who's the secretary?
I'm not a secretary.
No.
I've
Who?
seen male secretaries. I've worked
Not
in that
many.
industry. I've seen it though.
Many?
I've seen it.
Many?
More women have gotten it, but how many men have actually applied? When you don't,
Now in the
when
gay
you do
world, yeah,
not
that
have-
might
no,
apply.
No,
But
we're
back
not going
then,
there.
no, we
We
will
are not
because
going there.
it cannot be
Here's
ignored.
Another excuse.
There's no excuse. It cannot be ignored. There's a fact. First of all, men do not go for being secretaries.
Well, then don't complain when a woman makes X amount of dollars and you don't because you don't want to go for the job. You can't say that,
No, I wasn't
well,
making that.
women have more opportunity.
They do.
Well, women have more education when you don't even want the job. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
What job?
You said
No, I
you're
used you
throwing
as an example.
secretary. You're throwing secretary.
No, but that as
I've
a secretary.
I used to be a legal assistant. I've seen male legal assistants. Okay?
And I just asked,
Their
what's the ratio?
sexual orientation didn't matter because the fact is they applied for the job. Why didn't you apply for the job? In New York, they make hell of a lot of money. Okay, oh man, it's over a minute. Over an hour. Speak your name, say your name and where you're calling from. I am Height.
Yeah, this is Flame. Mrs. Hill, I'm calling to apologize, right?
Don't apologize, honey. I love your opinion. Don't apologize.
I'm definitely apologizing. And please listen to the apology before you say nothing. Obviously, I don't speak too clearly, right? That example that I gave about women being hired based on their look was an example that I was using to show how easy it is for women to be hired off the look by itself.
Yes.
I then went on to stress that women earned their way into the workforce by every example that you gave. When we were in school, y'all was in the class, and we were outside. That's a fact. But I want y'all both to understand this is not a black or white thing.
Right.
Because as the black woman was in the workforce, so was the white woman. So was the Latina woman, so on and so forth, on and on. Like, even the China woman. Women, as a whole, for whatever reason, whether it was divine intervention, made men act stupid to give you an opportunity to come out, or whether you just willed your way, whatever happened, it happened. And what followed was because men were never taught to support women for the sake of women, we didn't know how to handle your new success. Because, you know, we're taught that only one of us can be up. Like, that's what we're taught. At a household, like, even your example when you was like, yeah, the woman gets the money and flaunts it and wants to take the position of the man and put the man out if he don't. That's not men. Men don't do that. If a man is making more money, he would never put his woman out because she's not bringing in money. What you're seeing is the resentment from centuries of women being disrespected. Their value is put, you don't want to hear it. Now, their value is out there. It can't be denied. God has declared it so, and that's what it is. Men, we don't know how to support that. Again, and women too, we're taught it's only one of us. There's a new slogan. Sometimes you, sometimes me. Always us. If you don't think like that, then you'll always have conflict. The woman is taking over because she got more money. And I'm a sucker now because I don't have a lot of money. I have to deal with these emotions and thoughts, which is a waste of time. Hey, baby, you hit $1 million check. I love you. Can I get some? Listen, my size is a 9.5, but you know what I like. Because when I get that check, I'm going to ask you the same thing, baby. That's working together. Can you cook dinner today? Because I can't, you mean? That's working together. Like, we're taught to think about these things so, like, negatively. You're supposed to be out here. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry that men failed, but if men fail, women can be successful. Shit, I wouldn't change anything. Let it happen again. Let it happen 100 times. Hopefully the women won't have to fail so the men can come back too. We can all be out there together. Together. There is no one or the other, and that's what society is talking. That's what this topic is about. Can the man stay home while the woman plays a man role? Somehow we've been taught that only the men can earn. No. Women been earning long before we realized it. It's always been like that, and vice versa. If you think Adam and Eve was running around and only Adam was picking, should you know the story? Eve told that man, get that apple. She was already picking apples. Meaning she was already hunting. That's a female. That's just an analogy. Just an analogy. Nothing literal. It's an analogy. To prove that we were tricked into thinking that only men, you know, we got the support for centuries. Yeah, we're men. We got it. Then World War II happened, then the women had to step up. Then they found out it was nice at the shit they was doing. Then they don't want to stop. They want to make their money. Now we don't know how to get along because, hey, I'm supposed to do this and you're not. That's the idea that needs to be pushed out of here. That's stupid. We all can get this money. we all can love each other, and we all can get money together.
Yes.
That's how it works.
I do have to wrap
Right.
it up, Flame. Thank you so
All right.
much for your
Yep.
opinion and clarifying that. All right.
You there?
I think he hung up. Yeah. Okay, so let me read a little comments before we close out. So Courtney laughed that, they're called the powers that be for a reason was by Sir God. Courtney laughed. And William said, mi casa, su casa, even though it's a little dilapidated. Courtney said, I like that. What yours is mine and what's mine is mine. Me too, Courtney. So God said, if a woman takes that man's name, she's his property. He went on when Flame called earlier. Flame, that's the American narrative. William then said, that's an interesting philosophy. I never looked at it that way. That was based on something that Flame had said earlier. So God then again said, Flame, they set the narrative and we follow. They're pimping out women right in front of us, Flame. And he goes on to say he's drunk, but he ain't that drunk. William said, I think the key is education. Keep your butt in school.
I don't, because they're not training you
I don't think
anything
it's
for more than the position.
I don't think it is education either, but we're not going to
They're
get into that. We're
training
just
you
going to
for
go
nothing.
ahead and read the
You're
comments.
not learning anything.
But I kind of agree with you on that. That would be another topic. So God wanted to hear from you when we were going back and forth, and I cut you off.
Like you always do, Gabe.
As we know, the schooling is training day for good Negroes. We went into that. William said, well, women, in my opinion, has always been a little more mature and smarter than men. I'm just saying. Fania said, hooray for you women. Ow. So God said, of course you can't come in the workplace so you can be oogled. I won't finish the rest of that comment.
Yes, and
William,
you are, because we're not.
Whatever. And then William said, and they have more of a tendency to finish post-secondary like university. And that's why they have good occupations. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
not. So God said, sexy black women were often taken out of the field by massa, intelligence.
Facts.
And then he called it intelligence, whatever. William then
Get
goes
whitey.
on, get white, get white, get white. He's annoying. So God said, black men want to go astray from the European, but the women want to hold on. That's my comment on that.
Huh?
And
Lost
then-
me, brother.
So God said, we want Ben. I can't get into that. We got to wrap up. So God said, they don't want to oogle men unless the boss is a woman. The black women complain.
Yeah, all
And
right. I
I
see
think the
where
black
you're
man
coming
in America
from.
is always black and white, bro. And then
Yeah.
William said, this has been the most interesting and entertaining show. Have a good day, Hills. And on that note, we are going to end the show. I want you guys to have a beautiful weekend. I want to give a shout out to all those Capricorns. We have Ben.
Hey.
We have my granddaughter, Anaya. My grandson, Amir. And we have our little Courtney. Mwah. I hope you have a beautiful new year. And I'll see you in 2020. Peace out. See
All right,
you
y'all.
later.
All
Bye.